Welcome to ProfileTree TV, and today I'm very excited to talk to someone who is based in London and is the managing director of two hotels. So you're obviously looking after the Ambersands Hotel and the Vintry and Mercer Hotel in London. So Anton, thank you very much for taking time out and coming and talking to us today.
Thank you very much for having me. Glad
Excellent. So you wouldn't mind telling us a little bit of a background of yourself, please?
Sure. Well, originally I'm from Moscow. I've been in UK for 15 years, and I always wanted to do hotels. Always wanted to be in hospitality. In fact, my dream job as a child was to be a hotel inspector. So all my classmates, they wanted to be surgeons and politicians and doctors, and I thought, what I want to do is I want to travel the world, stay in different hotels. So they just sounded like an amazing thing to do. So when my family started to get involved with hotel business, I decided that this is definitely the direction which I would like to take.
Amazing.
So I came to UK. I've studied tourism management in University of Surrey, and I also studied hotel management in Bond University in Australia. And I worked with Mr. and Miss Smith hotels in London as well.
Wow! So a very good pedigree. So wow, that was great. And you're running two hotels in London, which must be incredibly challenging yet exciting at the same time.
Yeah. So we started with the Amberson Hotel in South Kensington. We purchased the site 8 years ago. Back then it was a failing 3-star hotel in dire need of refurbishment. But I've invested a lot of money into it. We managed to turn it around. It took just over a year to complete, and then we opened is a brand new boutique hotel, but within this beautiful Victorian building, which dates back from 1888, and that it was actually always a hotel there. So we managed to retain a lot of original features, but also added modern design to it, and I think the guests really appreciate what we've done with the place.
Amazing.
It's been 7 years since the opening, but I think we're still looking quite fresh. And the idea for the Ampersand was connecting you to the best of South Kensington. So all the inspiration for the hotel, for the property, came from South Kensington. Every room type is inspired by a place in South Kensington, such as the Hyde Park, the Science Museum, the V&A Museum.
Incredible.
And you can see this little touches and reference everywhere from different room types to the spaces in the hotel to the wallpapers in the corridors. I think it's very original design. I think this is what the guests want when they travel. They want to be part of the place where they're staying.
Incredible. And when we found the hotels online, we were obviously drawn to them from the images we've seen. So incredible what you've done. And I'm just wondering, even the names themselves, where do the names come from?
Yeah, I worked with a lot of interesting people. So I worked with brand consultants who helped us come up with the brand and to create the name. Then I worked with people like music consultants who created music for the hotel and the music concierge. Worked with the Ultimate Library, who helped us select books for the guest bedrooms for the library and the property. So yeah, a lot of designers, a lot of F&B consultants. I've created a big team who really helped to create an interesting, strong concept, and who have really thought of little fun details which make the property different.
Incredible. And it's this attention to fine detail, I guess, is part of what sets you apart from other hotels and other experiences.
Yeah, I think this is what the guests want. They want something different. They want something unique because we're an independent property. We're not part of any big chains. We don't have to follow any set script of rules. We can create our own story, our own concept. And I think it's also very important that we put these little details which the guests tend to like and appreciate, and we also provide them certain extras which a lot of bigger hotels don't provide. For example, I have a free minibar with soft drinks, obviously free Wi-Fi, and then we have even free mobile phones in the rooms to the
Wow.
guests, because a lot of hotels, they tend to charge a fortune on international calls. Well, not us. We actually provide free phones in rooms, which the guests can call anywhere in the world absolutely free. They can even take it out to walk around the city and make calls from there, and it has free Wi-Fi as well.
Incredible. I don't actually think in all my time on the road and staying in from Dubai to Australia to San Francisco, I've ever come across a hotel that offered that facility. Incredible, incredible. So when your guests come to you, then they really are expecting something out of this world.
Well, yes, we try to give guests extra. We get really good reviews on TripAdvisor. We're top 30 hotels in London. We get very good reviews on Booking.com, over 9 out of 10 on Expedia, pretty much everywhere. And it's not about trying to make sort of a short-term profit for certain guests. I think it's about building a relationship. At the Ampersand, we have a lot of guests who are returning to stay with us year after year, and obviously we would hope to build the same with the new property at the Vinci and Mercer.
Incredible. And I was going to ask you, what do you think has helped the business grow over the last couple of years? But I can see you're obviously got a very different mindset to other hotels. So what would you attribute to your success?
I think it's getting the right people. We spend a lot of time on recruitment. We make sure that the people are the right people for the job. They're well trained. They have the right experience. They know what the guests want and expect. It's about attention to details, as I've mentioned before. And in terms of growing business, the Amazon is growing quite well. When we opened, we had very, very affordable room rate. I'd say more like 3 or 4 star hotels, but we did that on purpose to make sure that people are aware of us, they know us, and then they would come to stay. And we have managed to grow the room rate significantly over the years. F&B has grown as well a lot. So Apera, which is the restaurant and the Ampersand, it's been a challenging space because it's located in the basement. There isn't that much natural light, so we're obviously concerned would it work. But we found a very good chef who's actually still with us. He now works for Vinci and Mercer, and I think we created a very good food concept, very good design. So, people don't generally like hotel restaurants; they tend to be quite dull. So we try to create something different. So if the whole spaces of the Ampersand are inspired by South Kensington, then the restaurant we try to do something differently. We try to have more sort of Soho and Shoreditch feel to it, of exposed brick walls and candles and plants and some vintage pieces. And I think I managed to do that. And when we opened, it was quiet, but now we have a lot of regulars coming in. Most of people who actually eat at Apera are not hotel guests. They come from local area, and a lot of them come and eat with us every week, which is great. And the other thing which we're quite proud of is our Science Afternoon Tea. Obviously, Science Afternoon Tea is inspired by the Science Museum, which is 5 minutes walk from us. It's a very fun experience. It's very different from other traditional afternoon teas, and it's really popular. So again, when we started, very few people knew about it, very few people booked it, but now Science Afternoon Tea, it's booked months in advance, and we get really good feedback for it.
Incredible! What smart marketing techniques! I'm very impressed. So have you seen a change in the market trends in hospitality and tourism over the last couple of years?
Yeah, definitely. I think people are wanting more of original and local experience. So this is exactly what we had in the Ampersand, and this is even more what we do at the Vinci and Mercer. So Vinci and Mercer is obviously inspired by the City of London. It's different from the Ampersand because it's much more geared towards corporate travelers. But there is, I think, a myth that corporate travelers want standard boring hotels. I think the current trend is actually that corporate travelers are not that different from leisure travelers. They want something fun, and they want an experience rather than just a hotel stay. So that's why when creating Venture Immersive, we try to make it again original and fun. So we have free dining destinations within the hotel. We have the rooftop where you can see incredible views over the city of London, St. Paul's, the Shark, Tate Modern, and it's modern British cuisine. You can go outside on the terrace on a nice day. Well, hopefully you will, because we just opened a month ago. It has been raining a lot, but hopefully when the summer comes, our guests will be able to fully enjoy and experience the roof terrace. And then you go down to the ground floor. We have the Vinci Kitchen, which is the Asian tapas restaurant, more an Asian cuisine. Our chef, he has experience in top Asian places like the Nobu, Zuma, the Nam. So it's very unusual, very good food. Then when you go down to the basement, we have a secret speakeasy called Do Not Disturb. And it's inspired by the New York of 1920s from the Prohibition era. You have American and Mexican food there as well. So I think that more travelers, the trend is that they don't just want a hotel room. They want a whole package. They want an experience. And that's what we try to do. Also, another trend which is relatively modern, which is started seeing more and more last few years, is travelers are much more conscious about the environmental impact. So Venture Immersive is a sustainable hotel run on 100% renewable energy. We have selected the AC system, which causes minimal environmental impact, and we're installing solar panels on the rooftop. So we'll be very eco-friendly.
Amazing, incredible. Well, it feels like you're at the cutting edge of hoteling. To be honest, it's amazing. You're so close to the environment as well as providing such a unique experience. Which, as a business traveler, I totally agree. Enough of the tiny box rooms with its white walls and the small TV. You actually do want an experience, no matter where you are on the road.
Yeah, we try to create like an oasis in the city, which from one hand causes minimal environmental impact. From the other hand, we have so many plants and greenery in all spaces around the hotel, especially on the rooftop. We have a garden there. So yeah, I think the guests and travelers will see that we're different, and hopefully will like it.
Incredible. And you just see that these boutique hotels are going to become more popular. It's as you say, the clients are demanding it. They're expecting it now.
I think so. Although a lot of people call themselves boutique hotels when they're not really boutique. For me, boutique hotel is an independent hotel, which is not part of some big corporate structure. And also boutique, not just in size, but in terms of level of service and attention to details. So you have a lot of like being, bed and breakfast places which call themselves boutique hotels, but really, they're just B&B rather than boutique hotels. On the other hand, you have large corporate brands creating sub-brands, which they call boutique. But again, you go to them, and I don't really think it is much boutique about them. Okay, they try to do a bit more with the rooms and design to be a bit more quirky. But again, they all look more or less the same, and it just doesn't feel personal. So I think real boutique hotels, there aren't that many of them yet, but I think that's what the market wants. I definitely think that will be more and more of them as time goes by. Although, to be fair, I think there is a market for both. I think some people, they just want to get good value for money and know exactly what they get. Wherever they travel into New York or Bangalore, there's some people just want to get the same, and they like consistency. But I think as time goes by, and with tools like TripAdvisor, you can see the actual photos and read guest feedback. I think people will be more and more comfortable with boutique hotels, and I think that's why I think there'll be more of them. But what put a lot of people now is sort of fake boutique hotels, which call themselves boutique, but really they aren't.
Amazing. I'm glad you made that distinction. I wouldn't have, as a consumer, a client, I wouldn't have naturally seen the distinction. But when you describe it, it's very clear. So I'm glad you pointed that out. So what are some of the biggest achievements then that the business has accomplished over the last couple of years?
Well, I'm very proud that the ampersand is going from strength to strength, that we managed to grow the room rate. We managed to find our market for restaurant, for the apparel, that we've created the science afternoon tea, which is very popular. And the ampersand hotel also won a lot of awards for architecture, for interior design, been included in Condé Nast Traveler Gold list when we opened. We have certificate of excellence from TripAdvisor. So I'm very proud of that, and I hope that Venture Immersive, which is just over a month old, will be able to emulate the success from the ampersand, and find our niche market as well. And I'm also very happy that we managed to find another site in London. You know, and obviously finding the right site in London is really difficult. Either you don't get anything nice, or the location isn't right, or you know, the sellers are just requesting crazy money for it. So it's been really difficult to find a new site. And then it's been, again, a really difficult road to actually develop the new property. It took us 4 years, which is a bit longer than expected, to be honest, but that's the way the construction industry is. But, you know, despite, we had actually quite a few challenges during the construction period. We had a number of subcontractors going into administration, then we had to source other contractors to take their job and, you know, finish it. And I'm very proud that despite the numerous challenges we tried, that we managed to open Venture Immersive, and I'm very happy that this is consistent with the quality which we expected. So yes, it took a bit longer than expected. It was a bit more expensive than expected, but at least the quality is there, and I think this is the most important.
Yeah, and without a doubt, and I'm sure it will follow in the footsteps of Ampersand and get a lot of awards and accolades as it grows and builds the years behind it as well. Do you see many challenges then in the hospitality industry as a whole?
I think the biggest challenge is the way customers are starting to book hotels. We have to rely more and more on OTA business, on online travel agents, and the commission which they take is very high, and it's getting even higher. And the other thing is they're so powerful. They have, you know, hundreds and hundreds of hotels in London alone, and in order to appear anywhere near the front page of the search, you have to pay them even higher commission. So I think the commission which we have to pay to online travel agencies is the biggest challenge I can see.
Incredible, very interesting, and we'll see how that develops over the next couple of years, because it is a challenge for everyone, and there's only so much commission any hotel can afford to pay. So
also there's a lot of talk about Airbnb being a challenge to hotels, but I haven't really noticed it as much with our properties. And I guess because our properties are much more about experiential travel, that you have the restaurants, you have the gym and all these facilities. But I think for some of the small hotels with less facilities, I think Airbnb is also a big challenge.
Very interesting. And how do you think that hotels can continue to ensure future growth and future success? What do you think hotels should be considering and thinking of?
Well, the dangerous thing to do is just to assume that you will always have high occupancy, you will always have demand, and become complacent. I think you have to carry on. You have to carry on working with the people to make sure you recruit the right people, to make sure the people who are the best people working in your hotels, that they stay on, they are fully motivated to carry on. I think it's very important to know the trends in the market, how the customers book, what the customers expect, what they want to see, you know, what they want to have in their hotel rooms. At the Amsterdam, for example, we had to make some small changes. For example, install USB chargers and iPhone charge, because this is what the guests expect. And I think in order to have sustainable growth, you need to be very well aware of what's happening in the market. and what the customers expect to have.
Amazing, no, excellent. And what's next for yourselves, for you and for the two hotels?
Yeah, well, Venture Immersive is only 1 month old, so
Wow.
my immediate priority over the next year or so is to make sure that Venture Immersive performs as good as we hope, that we can copy the success of the Ampersand, that we get good feedback from the guests, so we get good reviews, that the press likes it, that we're popular in the immediate area with corporate clients. And I think a very big challenge for us as well in this new property is F&B. We have 3 restaurants, and there's just so much competition in terms of good restaurants in the city. But I think what we have created is different, and I think it will attract people. We already see a lot of people from local area coming to see the rooftop, coming to see the secret bar downstairs. And I think, I think the next priority is to make sure the Venture Immersive is performing as well as we hope for, and that the restaurants as well as rooms generate the right revenue and the right interest and good feedback from our clients.
Incredible, excellent. So if anyone's watching this and would like to know more about the hotels or even connect with yourself, what's the best way for them to do that?
They can contact me on LinkedIn.
Brilliant. Excellent. So, and what we'll do is we'll put a link underneath. So anyone watching this video, look underneath in the description. If you're reading this on our site, you'll find a link for LinkedIn and a link obviously to the 2 hotels as well. And make sure you go and check them out because they're very impressive. And I look forward to someday I will find time and I'll head over and we'll see this secret bar.
I'll be very happy to take it for a drink.
Amazing, excellent. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for your time today, Anton, and educating us on what's happening and how hotels can really stand out if you have a plan and strategy and a vision. So really interesting to see how you and the hotels develop over the next couple of years. Very exciting.
Thank you very much.
Excellent. And thank you for watching today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Do click on the links below, check out and reach out to Anton on LinkedIn, and do visit the hotels, their websites, and check out what they offer. And if you're in London, be sure to pass by, and I look forward to hearing anyone's feedback. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Do share it on your social networks, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you again.